What's going on, everybody? Avi Becker at the Santa Barbara Group wanted to make this video to talk about two of our new listings that have just hit the market. One is a duplex, great location, and the other one is a two-bedroom condo, also in a great location right here. Both of them are in Santa Barbara proper. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm Avi. I'm a Santa Barbara local realtor, and I've been helping hundreds of people buy and sell homes for the last 7 years. I'm part of a team. We're called the Santa Barbara Group, and we love helping people out. We make all sorts of different videos from drive-alongs, checking out really cool houses, tours of houses, our favorite places to eat, our favorite places to go out and drink, the best things to do in Santa Barbara. That's all on the channel. So if you want to explore that, check it out. But I want to dive right in now to what is going on with these two new listings and not just show you what they're priced at, but actually show you the numbers, show you the cost of living. And spoiler alert, you know, if you lived in Santa Barbara, if you know anything about Santa Barbara, it's not cheap. These are expensive properties, even though one of them is kind of more in the entry level. Entry level for us, this one's listed at 829. So I want to talk about these two properties and show you what they look like and do a full breakdown for you as well. So let's dive in. I'm going to do a screen share. Hopefully this is working all right for you guys. Let's take a look. Okay, I think we're in. So this is the first listing. This is a two-bedroom condo listed at 829. It's 1.5 baths, in-unit laundry, right off of the Las Positas bike path. Great location. Let me just show you guys a little bit of the photos right now. You have this cool outdoor patio. It's nice and private. Nice thing about this one as well is no one's living above or below you. You have both the top and the bottom floor. You have people next to each other, but the walls are thick, and it's a great setup. Nice open floor plan, lots of natural light. These are currently the tenants' items, and the tenants have bought their own house and they're going to be leaving. The kitchen's updated. It's got nice flooring. Upstairs, you have carpet. You could obviously remove that and put in vinyl or laminate hardwood floors if you want. But it's a great space. Has one bathroom upstairs, and it's a great starter home in a really awesome community. I'll show you guys the aerial view so you can kind of see where it's located. So this is Las Positas. This goes all the way down to the beach. There's an amazing new bike path that was really expensive, and the city spent a lot of money on it, but it's an amazing bike path that lets you strike to the beach. Or if you want to go kind of into the upper State Street area, you can ride the opposite way, kind of into town. But it's a great pocket. It's close to everything. This is a really cool unit, and I'm excited to help someone find a great new place to call home. The other one, so this is listed at 829. This other one is a unique property because it's a duplex. So you're going to see we only have photos of one side, but both sides are identical. Each side is a three-bedroom, 1 bath, 1.5 bath, excuse me. There's a half bath in the downstairs area. Also, really nice property in really solid, clean condition. There's a big yard. And it's unique because it's just a lot of space for, one property being a duplex. You could obviously live in one, rent out the other. We'll get into that later when I discuss the numbers. But this is the property we did virtual staging. This one's in cleaner condition. We only have photos of this one side. The other side is a little bit more dated and there's someone living there, but they are planning on being out. So we're going to hopefully deliver this one completely vacant. You have washer dryer hookups in the unit. That other unit, by the way, I forgot to mention there is a washer dryer in the kitchen, which is nice. You don't have to use any type of laundry system or shared laundry space. This is the half bath downstairs. Upstairs, you have three nice big rooms, all of them with closets. Here's the bathroom upstairs that all these three bedrooms share, and they each have garages, which is nice as well. Plenty of room for storage. Nice big outside back area. It's kind of like cool little gazebo thing. It needs a little bit of restructuring or reinforcing, but here's a floor plan, and this is all online if you want to check it out as well. But okay, here's what I want to dive into. Let me go back to this. Let me move this. So let's break down the numbers. Let's first start with this condo. I have a rent calculator, right, or a mortgage calculator, excuse me, right here on my website. This is the sbgroup.com. If you want to check it out, it's a cool tool that has links to every listing that's available on Zillow, on Redfin, on the MLS, and it has some other tools that the other websites don't. I'll link that in the description as well. But so this is the purchase price at 829. You can even mess around with the down payment a little bit. So if you wanted to do 10% down, interest rates right now are in the mid sixes. So I priced that out at 6.5, 30-year fixed rate. This would be your monthly payment just from the loan and interest only. Obviously, if you put 20% down, your payment goes down. 41.91, 25% down, same thing. So you can do, on a first time buyer, if you're using it as a primary residence, oftentimes people are putting 10% down, even a little bit less, to, make that more affordable and to get into the home, even though the monthly payment will be higher. Treasure, same thing. If you wanted to do a primary home loan, well, you can do what's an FHA loan on even up to a 4 unit property. So the thing is, you have to live there. If you want to just have it as an investment, you're probably gonna have to put 25% down. Let's see what that would look like. 25% down, monthly payment of $8,500 a month. That's just the loan and interest. And I'm going to break down the other costs on the next page. But if you want to live in it, you can put 10% down. Obviously, the monthly payment will go way up, but the price is 1.795. That's what it's listed at. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what it's going to sell for, but it's an expensive property in a great part of town. We're right at the kind of base of San Marcan. I'm actually going to show you on the other property where we are on the map, so that will help a little bit right off of Las Positas. So this one property is right here in San Marcan. This other one's right off Las Positas. They're close to each other. And if you're not familiar with Santa Barbara, definitely check out our other videos that's going to show you around town because downtown is right here. The Mesa, really coveted area here. You're a quick strike, 10, 15 minutes from everything. 10, 15 minutes from Montecito, 15 minutes from the airport. It's a great central location, good schools for both of them, great place to, be with your family or a great place to be in your starter home. Really good option. So let's talk about the additional costs that are associated. You saw what the monthly payment's going to be. That's in terms of your mortgage, your principal, and your interest. Let's break down some of the other costs that I factored in here. And I also did some house hacking techniques and strategies that might be helpful as well. So for that first one on Stone Creek, you have to factor in your monthly property taxes. Property taxes here in Santa Barbara are about 1.1% of the purchase price. So obviously, if you pay more upfront, you're going to have more property taxes, but we don't have as frequent reassessments as other states. And a lot of people, they think California is a high tax state, which it is in certain regards. But for property taxes, if you were to buy a house in Texas, you actually pay a little bit over 2% annually for property tax. You don't have income tax, but you're definitely going to pay it in property tax. So Stone Creek estimating about $760 a month would be if you bought it at the full list price. Insurance, I estimated at $80 to $100 a month. The good thing about a condo is it has a walls out policy. So if a tree was to fall on the roof or if there's some type of windstorm that damages the exterior, that doesn't have to be covered by your own insurance policy. That's part of the HOA's insurance policy. And here's one thing I put in as well. If you wanted to rent out one of these rooms, let's say live in one and rent out the other, you could probably charge between $1,300 and $1,500 per month, which would more than cover your property taxes plus your HOAs. The HOAs are $375 per month. That includes trash, that includes exterior maintenance like the roof and the sidings. That includes the exterior insurance policy. That includes all the gardening and groundscaping around the property as well. Not in the patio, but around all the shared areas in the green belt. And then here I budgeted, I'd say utilities for a property like this because you don't have to pay for trash. You just have to pay for your water. You have to pay for your electric bill, your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Depending on what you do for your packages, probably around $200 a month. And here's one thing I factored in as well that's important to consider. Even if the property was to only appreciate 2% year by year, which obviously oftentimes in Santa Barbara, our average rate of appreciation over these last 5 years, it's been bananas, north of 7 to 8%. But, for a standard market, it's usually 2, 3, 4%. If you were to estimate a 2% equity gain year over year, you're going to gain $16,000, a little bit over that in equity just by sitting on it, just by holding it. And even though you only have, let's say, 20% down, you're going to have the full equity gain annually if you do decide to sell it or if you need to refinance down the road. Okay, let's talk about treasure. Property taxes are going to be much more, obviously, because the property is, more than double the price. So property taxes broken down are $1,650 a month. Insurance is going to be more expensive as well because you're covering for both sides of the duplex. You need full exterior coverage. Obviously, you can spend more than $150 a month if you want really high-end insurance, and sometimes there's ways to get insurance for even a little bit less. But here's what I want to talk about. Here's where it gets interesting. Let's say if you just wanted to live in one side with your family or just on your own and rent out the other side, we're estimating about $4,500 per month is the average rent for each side. That one side that's clean and ready to go could easily pull that right now. The other side that needs a little bit of upkeep, depending on what someone wants to do, it needs a little bit of refreshing. So I would say that once it's done there, it could get 4,500 or even more. And if you wanted to rent it out room by room, I would estimate about $1,200 to $1,400 per room. In Santa Barbara, it's impossible to find your own private room, honestly, in the $1,200 range in a good area, a clean property. I just like to be conservative with my estimates, but we're seeing studios in Santa Barbara rent for $3,000, $3,200 a month, two bedrooms for $3,500 a month. That's the standard rate. And I know there's going to be people in this YouTube video that are going to get upset with me And I know it's really frustrating because I don't control the rental prices, but this town is really expensive to live in, and it's only for people that, are really able to do it and really want to be here. Because if you go to a bigger city, if you go to other areas in California, outside of California, you can find much cheaper rentals. So I just like to click that disclaimer that I know it's expensive. Utilities, I would estimate around 350 to 400 per side. You're going to have more utilities, potential groundskeeping, gardening, definitely ups your water bill. You're going to pay for your own trash. And here's your potential equity gain if it was to raise just 2%, $36,000 in equity per year if you bought it at full price. Once again, there's potential negotiations, of course. It might not sell for full price. Sometimes it sells for more. And obviously, depending on your situation, your monthly payment in terms of interest and principal will look like less or will look like more. Maybe you'll put 50% down, but I was obviously bringing, almost $1 million to the table. So this video is just to kind of give you an understanding, a breakdown, a higher level understanding of what a property really costs. You're seeing, okay, what does 829 really mean to me and my family, or, the decision makers, and what are ways to offset those high costs? What are ways to offset property taxes? What are ways to offset the HOAs? And definitely it's house hacking, renting it out to a friend, family member, someone you trust. If you have questions about house hacking, I have a lot of other content on that, and I like to answer questions personally. Please jump into the comments with your questions, guys. I really enjoy making videos like this, breaking down numbers. And if you have any other personalized questions, I'm here to help. But so appreciate a thumbs up or a subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I like making content like this. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care.